Hello friends and welcome to the RaoMoon Oracle. I'm Rao and today we have a new pick a group reading for everyone. So the reading today, I am calling it a spiritual tune-in. Tune-in as in like tuning in to our spirit guides, our higher self, to kind of listen to what's going on, but also like a spiritual tune-up. It's where we're tuning up our system, tuning into ourselves. So just a little fun play on words that I felt was very relevant for this type of reading today. So we are hopefully connecting to our higher self or higher spirit guides today in order to figure out maybe our next step in that spiritual journey, maybe something that we're missing, or to get like that reassurance on a highly spiritual level. So there'll be 4 groups to choose from today. I don't know what kind of messages we're going to end up getting, but I'm excited to see what happens. So let us now hop over to our groups and get started. Today, to help us make our choice, I've chosen 4 stone bracelets from my store's inventory. So feel free to pick more than one group if you feel called to do so. There may be messages in that secondary group that your higher self wants you to know as well. So now let me introduce you to our groups. So group number 1 is going to be the Sodalite bracelet. It's really pretty blue color. Even pop it on for a second there. Group number 1, the Sodalite. Group number 2 is going to be the red Aventurine. Usually this stone is pretty common in green, but this one is a orangey color called red Aventurine. Let me just put it on real quick. So that is group number 2. Group number 3 is the Rutilated Quartz. A lot of pretty black and white and clear coloring, and there's the lines to show that that's the Rutilated Quartz. So that is group number 3, the Rutilated Quartz. And last group is group number 4, the Unakite. Really pretty pink and green in this one. So that is group number 4, the Unakite. So pause the video if you need additional time, but use whatever method you'd like to figure out what group you're drawn to. Ask your heart, your intuition, muscle test, pendulum, whatever else works for you. And join me in your group when you're ready. I will see you there. Bye. Hello, group number 1, the Sodalite bracelet group. So Sodalite helps us communicate through its blue coloring, and that white color helps us connect that communication to a higher spiritual level, so connecting through our throat chakra and our crown chakra there. Sodalite connects to the mind and can help to deepen meditation. It's due to this connection to the third eye it has as well because of the coloring it has. The stone has a very calming effect and allows for a clearer mind and a release of old mindsets. So that is Sodalite for us. I'll just put your bracelet on while I am doing your reading here. So group number 1, welcome to your spiritual tune-in reading. So we have 4 decks that I'm going to pull a card from each today in order for us to figure out what's going on like a deeper spiritual level here. So the way I've kind of structured this is going to be our light card, this is our star card, our earth card, and our moon card. So just kind of all fit together really, really well. So this is our top one, and I'll start with this first and move through the decks. So let me get these 3 out of the way here. Let us grab a light card for you. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. We'll be using another deck of hers as well for our star card today. You are the Oracle, it says. Okay, so group number 1, our Sodalite group, for our spiritual tune-in reading. What card is their light card for their spiritual tune-in, the Sodalite group? 1 card for the Sodalite group, please. Okay, there we go. Okay, Lemuria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Very cool. Okay, so now I'll get a star card for you. So this is also by Rebecca Campbell. This is the Starseed Oracle. Okay, so Starseed Oracle, give us the star card for the Sodalite Group, group number 1. One card, please. Group number 1, the Sodalite Group. We've got a flipper. Okay, we got 2, but we're just going to take the top one. So this is going to be the Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Okay. Those are our first 2 cards, and as you see, very similar imagery because they are made by the same author. So now let's get our Earth Magic card. Okay. Earth Magic deck, 1 card please for group number 1, the Sodalite Group, for their spiritual tune-in reading. 1 card please. Okay. So we do not take reversals in this deck, just so you know, in any of these decks. So, we've got Earth Magic Fairies. Okay. Starting to see a little bit of a theme here, which is awesome. Okay, put that over here. Okay, our last deck, our Moonology deck, Yasmin, Boland. Okay, Moonology deck, 1 card please, the Moon card for group number 1, our Sodalite Group, for their spiritual tune-in. One card please, 1 card please. 1 card, thank you. 2, top card? Yep, top card, okay. So we've got full moon in Capricorn. End of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, group number 1, our Sodalite Group here. So we're definitely in the physical reality here. We are doing something on Earth with Earth energy, very specifically. So give me a second here. Let us figure out what I'm feeling and going on in your group. Okay, group number 1. So it feels like we are working with a lot of Earth energy here. We on a spiritual level have come to Earth in order to bring back this Lemurian energy. Lemuria, for anybody who doesn't know, is another lost civilization like Atlantis is. Atlantis was a very masculine, logical, technically advanced civilization that was lost to the sea. Lemuria, by comparison and kind of opposition, was more of a feminine, very intuitive, spiritually connected, kind of like, what's the right wording for it? Very deep and connected to the earth, connected to the land. They were technologically advanced in their own way, but it was very different by comparison to Atlantis. But it was also lost after a certain point on Earth. So Lemuria, that energy is it's a very feminine energy. It's a very caring, spiritual, like deep energy, which makes sense for kind of why it's showing up. But it definitely involved heavily like with working with the earth, working with the planet, working with the energies of that earth magic here, right? And we do have that earth magic coming out in the fairies card from the earth magic deck. So we are, this group is those earth workers, those people who've come to earth in order to take care of it and raise the vibration through this more Lemurian energy. At this time, we are working to finish a tough cycle in our lives. We have this full moon in Capricorn here. The end of a tough cycle approaches. We are working to get back to what we love and what we care about, and to make it really powerful again. So what it feels like, so somebody in this kind of energy, right, that's Lemurian based, to me feels like somebody who is in like natural resources, right? You work as like a forest ranger, maybe you're really into gardening, something that works with the earth, helps take care of the earth, being involved with the earth, right? Because we're working to raise the vibration of the planet. That is the mission of majority of starseeds, majority of souls that have come onto this planet. The goal of most souls, most starseeds, most souls that come onto this planet, right, is to raise the vibration of the planet. Earth is a very interesting planet of experimentation for growth and depth and intensity, and how everything, like just the rising of the energy, right? So this is getting done through many, many different avenues, through working with the earth energy, bringing in star energy, many, many different ways, right? So meet this Lemurian group here for you guys, group number 1. We are working to communicate this Lemurian energy, right, to take care of the planet. You guys are going to be my environmental justice people, probably, who are just really focused on making sure that every piece, every aspect of the planet is taken care of, that we have clean air, we have clean water, we have an abundance of forest, biological diversity, plants, animals, everything, making sure it's healthy and vibrant, and cosmically, energetically, spiritually, this is very tough, I'm sure, for all of you right now, right? That is what Lemuria comes and talks about here, for it's happening, right? We are getting to this point. We're working towards it. It might not seem like it now, right? It might not feel like it, but we are working towards this, and that is difficult. That's that Capricorn energy, right? It's a very, very tough situation to be in, a very, very tough situation to see. I know it, like, spiritually it hurts, right? It feels, I'm there too for a lot of it, where it's like you can feel the planet hurting sometimes. It seems like you can feel it's not at its best, and it's worrying, and you just want to be like, okay, please just, please, let's just figure it out, right? Please, please, please. But this group works with that earth magic, right? So we do it by being out in nature and connecting to it. So in order for us to have the energy we need for it to be potent again, and keep this tough cycle ending, we need to stay in this earth energy, right? So maybe you need to go out and go hiking or camping, get out in nature, go put your feet in a lake or the ocean or something like that, and keep connected to nature, keep connected to Mother Earth, and that earth magic, in order to stay with it, in order to know on a spiritual level, can reconnect to that spiritual purpose for why you are here and why you're doing what you're doing, why it matters. That means taking a step back sometimes, right? And stuff. We have to keep our purpose, keep our motivations in mind, and know why we're doing what we're doing, and know why it's important. So that's why this cosmic heart's coming out, right? Is for this devotion, getting our potency back for what we're doing in any given day. It talks about making your life a moving prayer, where it's like devote your entire life to it, right? It's doing it in every little piece of your life, making your mundane more cosmic and romanticized and beautiful, and enjoying it, right? So it's like those little choices by everyone who has this Lemurian energy, little choices add up to bigger and bigger energies and bigger movements, right? And that's how also you get out of a tough cycle, right? It's like it's hard to make one giant big move, right? That's a lot of energy. That is a lot of effort and time, but baby steps are helpful in this case. It's as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're trying to move forward with purpose, even if you go backwards a little bit here and there, as long as you keep moving forward, you're going to get there. The tough cycle is going to end. It is going to finish. Finally. the current generations, I'm a millennial, and then my generation, it feels like, in the generations after and stuff, are keeping all this in mind, right? We're working hard to try and fix what is broken, try and reclaim it, try and make it better. And it's hard sometimes to keep that purpose in mind because this planet is so hard to live on. Sometimes it's a very tough energy. That Capricorn energy is super tough to be in sometimes, right? And so Lemurian energy, this earth energy, asks us to reconnect, asks us to be back out in nature so we remember what that purpose is, remember what we're doing this for, remember why the remembering our why. As for we're asked to step back into nature so we can be communicated with, so we can be connected with and connect with that energy again. That's what the Sodalite talks about, right? So the Sodalite is talking about communication and connection. So this is connection on a very highly spiritual level, connection very, very very, very high up the chain, right? And we can only get some of this communication by being out in nature, being quiet, stepping back, so we can hear what is being said on these deeper spiritual levels, right? So what it feels like is we are being asked to, reconnect with our earth energy, reconnect with the Lemurian energy so we can remember the purpose, remember what we are doing and the why. And we can keep helping and get help at the same time, right? So maybe you are somebody who has the background to work with fairies or the ability to work with fairies. I'm not one of those personally, but they can be very helpful energies and helpful beings to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, because they just want to take care of the planet too. They want to take care of their home, and they can help you accomplish some of those goals, right? So we are being asked to take a step back, to breathe, to get out into nature, to reconnect with that earth magic so we know what we are doing and working towards our goals to getting this heaven on earth back, right? To getting this Lemurian energy back onto the planet in multiple ways, because it is working. We are getting there. We are making progress, even if it doesn't seem like it, right? We have to keep working through this Capricorn energy, keep working forward, keep pushing, keep working hard, and making sure we are doing it with a great depth and intensity. And we do that by making sure we are really clear, making sure our energy is strong and potent and deep and powerful, because then that will allow us to push and to do more and spread it out more and keep moving forward, keep going forward with it. We just have to take care of ourselves in the process, right? We have to be connecting. It's a cycle of energy, right? So if you connect to the earth and receive that earth energy, and then that push that energy out into the world and keep making things better, and then it goes back in and it just keeps cycling like that, right? We can be a conduit for this earth energy, and that is the goal. Whew, sorry. When I end up channeling, right, or I feel like I talk so fast sometimes, and then I end up out of breath, and I take a second to just like sit back, and I was just like, whew, okay. I have my breath back again. But let me see, group one, if there's anything else for your spiritual tune in here, right? The goal, the mission is worth it. That's why we are here, right? That's why these spirits, we use the spirits of this group, right? People watching this group, that's why you've come to this planet, right? There is a mission, there is a goal, there is something we are working towards, and it is worth it. It means something. It does something. It does something for the planet. It does something for you as a spirit, as a soul. It means something. And we can change things. There is the ability to do so, and we just got to keep working. We got to keep pushing. We got to make sure we are strong in it, and we can We can get there. We can end this tough cycle. We can end it and get to this final goal, this final vision, this final reality that we are working so hard towards. So in summary, is for you, this group, to get back out in nature, reconnect, figure out your purpose, figure out your why you're doing it, why it matters, why you care about it. Reconnect with that so it can be a stronger energy moving forward that you can put out into the world. And keep taking care of the planet, right? In those little ways that you can, because they do add up, they do matter. The earth appreciates it. I appreciate it. There are many others. Your soul family, your soul group in this group, right, is also appreciates all the work you guys are all doing together. So keep at it. It matters. It's important. You just have to remember why it is important as well. Okay. But group 1, that is all I have for you, my Sodalite group here. So if you have another inquiry, please feel free to pick another group in this video, maybe another reading on my channel or another reader entirely on YouTube. Please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully it made sense. Thank you for being open to the channeled energy today. Thank you to your guides and my guides for protecting us all while we connect. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you another time. Bye. Hello, group number 2, the Red Aventurine Group. So Aventurine helps us to focus our energetic flow, which helps to revitalize the body. So this energy stimulation helps to dispel lethargic energy, stagnant energy. Red Aventurine, Aventurine in general, but especially Red Aventurine, helps with decisiveness. And personally, when I'm wearing it, I feel more power and energy in my mind and body. So I'll put on your bracelet here as I do your reading. So group number 2, hello, welcome to your spiritual tune-in reading. So we've got 4 decks today that I'm going to pull a card from. The way it's kind of structured there, this is going to be our light card, we have our earth card, our star card, and our moon card. And I'll get 1 card from each of them. So we'll start with our light card since that's going to be the one on top. Let me get these ones out of the way and we will get started. Okay. Okay. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. We'll be using another of her deck as well today for our star card. Okay. So let us see. So Light Oracle, what card do we have for our light card for group number 2, the Red Aventurine Group? Oop, too many, please. 1 card, please. 1 card, please. 1 card, please, for the light card for the Red Aventurine Group. Okay, 1 flip. Awakening. Ooh, cool. Okay. So it says energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Ooh. Okay. That is 1. Now we'll get here's the other one from her, the Starseed Oracle. So we'll get our second card, our star card. Okay. Starseed Oracle, please give me the star card for group number 2, the Red Aventurine. Ooh. 1 card, please. 1 card, please. 1 card, please, for the Red Aventurine Group for their spiritual tune-in reading. There we go. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, emotional and physical healing. Okay. Okay, Earth Magic deck, Stephen D. Farmer. Okay. Earth Magic deck, please give us the Earth card for group number 2 for their spiritual tune-in reading, the Red Aventurine Group. Oh, well, maybe. 1 card, please. Thank you. Okay. Mountain Strength. Okay. And finally, the Moonology deck by Yasmin Boland. Okay. Moonology deck, please give me the moon card for group number 2, the Red Aventurine Group, for their spiritual tune-in reading. One card, please. Thank you. Ooh. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Very interesting. Okay, group number 2. Give me just a second here. Let me take a look at our cards we've got. Oh, there's some very similar coloring in these two. That's cool. Let me take a look at your cards for a second here and see what kind of energy we have. Well, group number 2, all I can say is welcome to this crazy spiritual world here. For this group, it feels like we are just starting to discover this world of spirituality, right? We are awakening into this energy, figuring out what the heck chakras are, what past lives mean, what different energies are, maybe learning about starseeds. We are coming into this spiritual energy, right? Diving headfirst into it, falling into this new water, this ocean, this new realm, right? We see lots of water energy throughout all these cards, right? Sorry. Their Pisces energy here. We look like we're floating in water or falling into water. There's water kind of in this one and the lake or at the edge of this mountain range here, right? So all I can say is welcome. Welcome to this crazy world. It's amazingly rewarding, challenging, beautiful, eye-opening, sometimes painful, but you can't go back once you start. You don't want to go back once you start. You see so much more, you understand so much more, and come to realize so many things about yourself, about others, about the world, about the universe, everything. And once you learn it, once you figure it out, you can't go back, and you don't want to either. So welcome, 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 welcome. As somebody who has been in this spiritual community for a long time, and these spiritual energies for a long time, I want to say that I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you coming to these realizations, appreciate you coming into this knowledge, into this power, into these abilities, because we need more of you. We honestly need more. We need more people who are awakening to this. We need more people who are in this energy, who are figuring it out and know how their energy responds to other people, responds to things, responds to what's around them, because we can do bigger and better things because of it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this place with us, with me, with others of your soul tribe in this group. Because there's many of you awakening to this energy, right? It's powerful. It's a powerful, powerful energy. It's vibrant, right? So automatically I'm already thinking back into our Aventurine stone here, right? That energy, that vitality, that power that comes from it. We see it in your cards here, right? With our mountain of strength. Because it takes a lot of strength mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically to be in this energy, to be a part of this energetic field and this group of people in the same space, right? It takes more than a lot of people realize, because you are dealing with more than just yourself. You are dealing with yourself on steroids, it feels like, because you're feeling deeper, you're feeling more, you are feeling things you've never thought or felt about before, you're experiencing things you've never felt before, in addition to other people and other feelings, other energies, other emotions. I remember early on when I was younger and coming into this energy myself, coming into this awakening, I would be exhausted all the time, it felt like, because I was getting other people's emotions, I was getting other people's energies, and I didn't know how to block it, how to take care of myself, how to protect myself from it, because those are things, when you just awaken without knowing anything to start with, you don't know your resources, you don't know what anything's about, you just figure it out over time, and it's a trial and error process, right? So I remember being here. I remember being in this where you are healing at a deeper level, healing things that you didn't even realize you needed to heal, right? So Again, welcome and thank you for being here, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot, and I know it. I can recognize that for you and appreciate that, and be grateful that you are here as well. So things for you to keep in mind, group 2, as you are going on your journey, right, is to really make sure we are staying strong, right? This is why this full moon in Pisces card came out, this balance, right? Balancing spirituality and practicality. As you first dive into all this energy, right, you come into this awakening process, you're head first into it, you're deep in the depths of it, and it's really easy to get lost in it, to not stay grounded, not stay grounded like our mountain here, right? Because it's exciting, it is new, it makes sense, it feels like coming home in a lot of ways, and it feels like you figured out things that you'd been missing that you didn't even realize were not there. You finally have them again, and it feels amazing and wonderful. But what you need to remember and realize as you're going through this process is that we are on this planet for a reason. We came to this planet for a reason. We are in a human body, human existence for a reason. And that is, we are here to experience being human. We are here to take all this spiritual big energy and ground it into being a human being, bring it into humanity, bring it to the planet, bring it to Earth. And we do that by also being practical and balancing the spirituality, right? So you swing one way on the pendulum and you have to bring it back the other way and get it back to a middle ground, right? So you have one side where you are completely like don't know anything about spirituality, you are grounded, super grounded in reality. Everything hurts and is hard and things, and then you swing the opposite way where it's everything spiritual and light and love, and you just want to stay in that energy the whole time, right? You don't want to ever leave that energy because it feels so good. But there, you have to come to a middle point, a middle ground, where you are incorporating the spirituality into the everyday existence of being human. You have to take the mundane of your life and make it beautiful and cosmic and big and romanticized and spiritual, right? So meditating in almost every moment, right? So something as mundane and simple as drinking a cup of coffee can be highly spiritual depending on how you do it. Oh, sorry, group 2. Apparently, I'm definitely connecting with that spiritual energy. But yeah, taking something as simple as a cup of coffee, right, can be highly spiritual because you can feel the movements of the coffee through your body and the energy it's giving you through the caffeine, and being meditative and being grateful for your day and programming it ahead of time. There's so many things you can do, right? So many pieces where you take something simple and make it spiritual, make it big. And that is how we ground that spirituality into practicality, into reality, right? And heal at the same time, right? So this is how we get to that emotional and physical healing. Deep spiritual cellular healing is by incorporating the divine in our everyday life, right? But keep in mind, this also just, it does take a lot of strength, right? This whole process, this whole awakening process, this whole healing process takes a lot of strength, a lot of energy. So we have to be really, really calm and thoughtful and deliberate. We have to be very deliberate for how we go about doing all of this, for how we go about moving forward and getting more into this energy, right? It's part of this integration process that the awakening card talks about, for that new way of being, getting those energetic upgrades, moving forward, moving up through. So it's a combination of balance, right? That's where we get with this Pisces energy, this positive and negative, our light and shadow aspects. So that, again, that spirituality versus reality, physicality piece. We are moving forward and balancing them out. And this takes a lot of deliberate processing, awareness, strengthening in order to do it, right? It's so interesting for these cards, right? Because we have so much, we have all the kind of like same coloring here, right? So we get these purples here in all this card, and then the blues on the other side tie in as well. So it's like I see these two pieces of the cards, two cards, separate cards, our Earth card and our Moon card, right? The celestial bodies of the where we're living, right? Our Earth and Moon, and how it ties into this light and star energy here, right? These two combined is what we have here. We have for our awakening and deep cellular healing, our light and star energy here. They combine together. Group number 2, there's a lot going on here, right? You've got a lot going on for just your normal everyday life, right? So the job, career, your family, your friends, kids potentially, like all your normal life stuff, right? That's all still going on. You still have to deal with that because we are human beings in this reality. But you're also you're getting all the spiritual energy on top of that, in addition to that, and that's a lot. I get it. It's a lot to figure out because things don't look the same anymore. It's like you had blinders on, or like you're finally seeing all the color for the first time, right? You only were able to see yellow, red, and blue, right? Our primary colors, and then all of a sudden something got switched, reality flipped a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden you're seeing all these other colors. You're seeing those purples and greens and all like oranges and depths of color and things you hadn't seen before. The light looks different. Everything you were just interacting with, you're seeing everybody you care about in a different light, in a different way. Everything has changed now. And that's hard. Very, very hard for sure, but it's also rewarding, and it takes a rebalancing, right? That's that integration process you're going through. So stay strong. Keep yourself, take care of yourself. Like make sure you work on that healing process, right? Drink all the water you need, get plenty of sleep, keep everything as like well in yourself as possible, because it's going to take a lot of energy to work through this process here. You are not alone. You have multiple people in this group with you as well that is in the same process. And then you have people like myself and others who have already been through it. So there are people you can come to for advice. You just have to find them. So feel free to message me if you need to. I'm more than happy to help as you just figure out this process, right? There's a lot of resources available to you. You just got to find them, okay? But group 2, that is all I have for you. If you have another inquiry, please feel free to pick another group in this reading, another reading on my channel, or another reader maybe on YouTube entirely. Doesn't matter to me, just whatever you feel like you need, okay? But I want to say thank you for being open to the channeled energy today. Thank you to your guides and my guides for helping us all while we connect. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you another time. Bye. Hello, group number 3, the Rutilated Quartz bracelet. So quartz is a stone that can be programmed for almost anything. It feels like a blank slate every time I get a new piece, and I can kind of get it to just program to do what I want to, if it's for protection or focus, whatever I decide. But Rutilated Quartz specifically helps with spiritual growth and contact with spiritual guidance, interestingly enough. So it works out really, really well with our reading today. So the black lines in the stone connect with that like more negative energy aspects, our shadow, and helps us to rebalance and transmute and dissipate their influence in our lives. So it takes that like those more negative aspects and transmutes them into that positive aspect. So that is Rutilated Quartz for us. I'll wear your bracelet here through my reading, so that way we can connect with that energy better. But group number 3, hi, welcome to your spiritual tune-in reading. So we've got 4 decks today that I'm going to use in order to do our reading. So these 4 decks we have, this will be our light card, we have our earth card, our star card, and then our moon card here. So we'll pull one from each and see what is going on for your spiritual tune-in. So let me move these ones out of the way here and we'll get started. Okay. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards from Rebecca Campbell. We'll be using another one of her cards decks today as well for our star card later. So group number 3, the Rutilated Quartz bracelet group. What card do we need for their light card for the spiritual tune-in reading? One card, please, for group number 3, the light card. Oop, top card? Top card, okay. Cool. So that is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay. So next we'll get our star card. So this is the Starseed Oracle, also by Rebecca Campbell. Okay. Starseed Oracle, what is our star card for group number 3 here? The Rutilated Quartz. Star card, please. One card, please. Almost. Cool. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Okay. Now we'll get our Earth card from the Earth Magic deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay. One card, please, Earth Magic deck. What do we need to know? What is the card, the Earth card for group number 3 for their spiritual tune-in? One card, please. Almost. There we go. Oh, okay. We'll take that top card, which is perspective. Okay, we're getting a bit of a theme here. Good to see, good to see. Okay, last deck, the Moonology cards by Yasmin Boland. Okay. Moonology cards, please give me the moon card for group number 3, spiritual tune-in. The Rutilated Quartz group. One card, please. Thank you. Okay, we'll take that top card here. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Okay. Okay, group number 3. Let's take a look at your cards here for a sec and see what we got. So we got boundaries, perspective, big picture thinking, and nothing is yet set in stone. Okay. Okie doke. Just give me just a second here. Let me see what I'm feeling for this group. Okay, group number 3. So we are doing some big work here, right? We are focused on some big things. Our Pleiades energy here in this big picture thinking, those are, it talks about visionary. Those are that's the energy that is that dreamlike energy, the ones that are thinking and helping hold that vision for a better world, for a better future for ourselves. The ones that can see that clearly in their mind's eye and are pushing that forward, pushing it deeper and further and going above and beyond for it. Those visionaries, the ones who can see the possibilities, see what's going on, see what there is meant to be in this bigger perspective, right? In this bigger galactic energetic thinking, right? This Milky Way here. So what we in the spiritual tune-in are being asked to do is to make sure we are clear with our vision, clear with our mind, because we've gone a little bit of a little astray here, right? From lack of boundaries. We are letting ourselves be pushed around. We are letting ourselves be told what to do. We are letting ourselves be compromised in ways that we can't, as a visionary, as that Pleiadian energy, that bigger thinker, forward thinker for the future. We are letting ourselves be compromised, and we can't do that. That's where we need to come in and establish better boundaries, right? Shift our perspective, change it, because we are being told what to think. We are being told how to see things and interact with the world. Maybe we are still young and influenced by our parents, or maybe we're in a strong religious or cultural background or situation where there's not a lot of individuality or self thinking for ourselves, right? The good thing about this is, for what the moon card tells us, is this energy is not set in stone, right? We have a mutable moon here. The mutable moon, there is the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. For the moon quadricipalities, I'm not sure how to say that word, but the three different energies that the moon can be in. The mutable is exactly like it sounds. Mutable energy, it's a changing energy, flowing energy. We see the waves here, right? So there's a lot of movement in this card. We see the waves here. We see the movement of the galaxy in this card. So there is still time to change things, still time to do something different, right? Our situation is, we are not stuck in it yet. We are not stagnant in it. We can still make different changes and create these boundaries here that we need, and shift our perspective here to get back to this bigger picture thinking, to get back into this big energy, this big vision that we're holding for the future, right? So that higher purpose, that higher goal we have for ourselves and for others and for the planet that we live on, right? So it feels like something where it's like, okay, we have something we want to do, right? You have that song you wanted to create. This is what's coming to mind, is you have a song that you've had stuck in your head for such a long time, right? You're being told by maybe your family or whatever that music's not a viable career option for you, but you feel this deep in your heart, right? And this music that you have inside is what is such a big energy, it's something that will help change the world, right? It's something that will reach so many people, and it's coming from a place of spirit, right? It's coming from a higher place, a higher purpose, and you're being told not to do it, but you don't have to listen to that. You have to know what the bigger picture is right here. You have to have that perspective for what this actually matters to in the bigger universe, the bigger sense, right? How is this serving humanity? Because it feels like it is, right? It feels like you're doing something that is serving all of humanity, serving the good, serving that, bringing in that higher vision, higher purpose to everyone, right? So you need to do this. It's like this mission you have, this thing that is on your mind spiritually. You have to do it, but you're being talked out of it, and that's where these boundaries come in, right? That's where you need to set these boundaries, where it's like, this is what you want, this is what you want to do, and you should not let somebody else tell you what you want. Nobody else knows your feelings, knows your emotions, knows who you are but you. You're the only one who knows you. And that is super, super important, right? We're working through these darker aspects of ourselves, that more shadow energy, right? These other things. And the choices we're making from it, we can turn around. We don't have to stay. We don't have to stay in that job that we don't want to, right? It feels stable, or it makes the most sense, right? But it doesn't fill us with that joy, that presence, that life energy. It doesn't match this vision we have, right? The higher vision, the bigger perspective. It doesn't match it. So, but we can change it. That's what that mutable energy is here for. We can change it, and we can tell other people in our lives that are trying to naysay and keep us down to stop, to back up, to stop, to shut up. Set those boundaries. You can do it in a loving and kind way. It doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be mean. You can lovingly set boundaries for yourself and others, for how to treat you in your life, how to interact with you in your life. And by setting these boundaries, you are going to be more free, and you can figure out this bigger perspective you have, this bigger energy, figure out who you are, because this is super important for yourself. It's important to dissipate this negative influence we have. That's this rutilated quartz energy, right? These more dark stones, these dark lines in the rutilated quartz. It's important to connect with this energy and transmute it, move it out, get it out. turn it into positive, forward moving energy, right? Know that it's there to serve a purpose. Shadow energy is not bad energy. It is things that we need to see in ourselves and work on. And often our greatest strength is also our greatest weakness, right? So I'll take myself for example. I consider myself a very strong, wonderful listener. Like, I will listen to everybody's problems. I have a very good insight for what people are feeling and seeing and hearing and understanding. But the reverse of that is that I don't listen to myself in the same way all the time. Like, I've gotten way better at it, but I don't give myself that same regard, same attention, same energy that I give to others. And also it can work to a detrimental extent where it's like I understand others' emotions so well that I will stop myself from saying something I need to for me, for my energy, for my benefit, for my well-being, just because it might keyword there, might hurt somebody else. It might hurt their feelings when I'm the one already hurting, right? I need to speak my truth. I need to say what I need to say because it's more important than the fact that it might hurt somebody. So it's a combination there of that greatest strength is your greatest weakness, and that's that shadow side of it, right? Where it's the light energy is me being super open and connected emotionally to people and helping people, but that shadow side of it is me hurting myself in the process, right? And it's something to keep aware of, something to be informed about, so that way I can make better choices for it and take care of myself better. That's that shadow energy, right? And sometimes the things that we're scared of in our shadows are something that can become a super strength to us later, something that can be a big deal for us later, that can help us out a lot more, right? So somebody that is, it's that equal and opposite, right? So somebody that is egotistical or has a big ego, but they're like a great public speaker, right? They pull that back and work on that shadow aspect of it. And then they're this beautiful, confident person that can show others how to be confident, right? So that's that energy here for working on that shadows, establishing that boundary with ourselves. So being aware of ourselves, making sure we're keeping that bigger picture in mind, keeping ourselves aware, and establishing that boundary with others. Those are all big pieces that sit together. Let's see. Whew. Just take a breath for a second here. So it's just important here to know that we can always make different choices. We can always change our perspective. We can always do something different. We are not stuck in any situation. All it takes is making a different choice, thinking about something in a different way, right? So something that looks one way to us, you look at it from the opposite way and it looks completely different, right? You flip that thing 180 and it's a completely different situation. Or you tweak it a little bit and something that looks like a square from one side, right? You turn it and it's actually completely different. That's perspective changes. So you establish this boundary, right? You can ask for proper advice and move forward more easily and connecting to what's like that what higher spiritual energy, what the higher spirit wants you to do, wants you to connect with, right? Connecting to that Pleiades energy, because we are keeping ourselves strong. We are keeping ourselves strong. It's interesting here, right? Because in this being, we almost see some of this like cosmic energy right here, right? It matches some of that coloring in the middle. So it's okay to make different choices. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to learn and grow and get better. And anybody who is faulting you for getting better is somebody you need to create boundaries with. Anybody who is faulting you or just treating you differently or saying you change when you know you're getting better, when you know you're doing more and becoming a better person and becoming a stronger person and a more light person, is somebody you need to create boundaries with, because they are not on the same spiritual level that you are. And that is okay. We can still lovingly let them go if we need to. We can still lovingly create boundaries and distance with them. But not everybody is going to serve you as you get into this bigger picture, this higher perspective, this higher knowledge, right? It's okay to let things change and let people go. That is okay, I promise. It sucks, it's hard, but it's okay. So take a look at your life. So sit back here. Here's kind of this final piece, right? So sit back and really think through everything. Think about your life. Think about what you want to do. Think about what's going on. Get this big, good perspective and see if you need to make any changes and see if you need to create any boundaries, and then move forward from there, okay? Yeah, I think that's all I have for you. So Group 3, hopefully that was helpful to you. If you have any other inquiries, please feel free to pick another group in this reading, another reading on my channel, or maybe even another reader entirely on YouTube. There's so many wonderful people available to you to get more advice and thoughts from. So hopefully you liked this video. Please comment, subscribe, like, do whatever you feel called to do. Thank you to your guides and my guides for helping us out today and keeping us safe while we just get this channeled energy. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another one. Bye. Hello, group number 4, the Unakite bracelet group. So Unakite is all about heart energy. So we have green and pink coloring, which is associated with the heart chakra. So green represents our love to others, and pink represents our self-love. So it's a very gentle stone that encourages and promotes love in all its forms. With the focus of love comes more positive things in our lives, and more things to be grateful for. So it's a stone I reach for when I need some heart healing, if my heart's taken a little bit of a beating, if I just feel like a little bit of lost in that space, then I'll grab Unakite. So I'll put on your bracelet here so we have that energy as we are working into our reading. So welcome group number 4 to your spiritual tune-in reading. So we've got 4 decks that I'm going to pull a card from today, one from each deck. So we have on top here is going to be our light card, we have our star card, our earth card, and our moon card. So let us get started with our light card, our first card. I'll put those over there for now. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. We'll be working with this deck and one more of hers today for our star energy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so light cards. What is our light card for group number 4, the Unakite Group? One card, please, for the Unakite Group. What for our spiritual tune-in? We'll take this top card. Okay. Okay. Now we'll get our star card. So this is the Starseed Oracle, also by Rebecca Campbell. Okay, so this card says you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So that's our light card. What is our star card, please? Star card for group number 4, the Unakite Group, for our spiritual tune-in reading. Okay, we got one card on top. Ooh, those are very similar colors. So this says, fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that is 2 of our 4. So next we'll get our Earth card from the Earth Magic deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay. So Earth Magic deck, please give us the Earth card for group number 4 for their spiritual tune-in reading. One card, please. Spiritual tune-in, group number 4. One card. Oop. Okay, there's 2 again, but we'll take that top card once more. Blessings. Okay. And last but not least, our Moonology Oracle cards from Yasmin Boland. Okay. So, Oracle cards, please give me the Moon card for group number 4, the Unakite Group, for their spiritual tune-in reading. One card, please. Almost. Nope. I do want it to come out, please. One card, please. Please come out. So we're being stepped. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Okay. Okay, group number 4. Let's take a sec here and look at your cards. Okay. I can already kind of see something coming out here. So we see some very similar blue energy in our Earth and Moon card here. Our terrestrial energies. Okay. Group number 4, we're worried, aren't we? We are worried that we are not doing enough. We are worried that what is going on in our lives is maybe not the correct thing. We are worried about just life in general, right? So that's the thing though, group number 4. You're not doing anything wrong. We just need to refocus a little bit here. We need to change our perspective. We need to focus on what we've already done, because we need to stop comparing ourselves to others and their situation and what they're doing. People can be an inspiration to us, but we are all living our own lives separately, individually, and at the same time, it's like it all ties in together. It all works together because we're all learning from each other at the same time, right? We're all going through the same situations, but we need to be focused on ourselves and making sure that we are not losing ourselves in this process, right? So it's about that perspective. So we need to focus on our blessings. We need to focus on what we've already been doing, what we can be grateful for, because overthinking doesn't do anything for us, right? So you can analyze the situation and figure out what's going on, but after a certain point, this doesn't serve you anymore. It doesn't do any good to keep ruminating over it. It's a way we hurt ourselves, right? By thinking like, oh, what if I did this in this situation, and here's that conversation, what I should have said instead, and if I said this, then this, then this might have happened, right? And we fall into that spiral, we fall into that downward spiral, and it just keeps going, and we can't get out of it. It doesn't do us any good, right? It's like the past has happened, and it's time to let it go. We can always be thankful and grateful for everything it has taught us. That's a way to look at blessings in your life, right? Any situation, positive or negative, it doesn't matter, because we can still learn something from it, right? There's still something to learn and heal and grow from, right? That's this heart energy. We can still find love in this situation, right? Love for ourselves, love for another, love for a higher purpose and power or being, whatever it is, right? Because the point of living, the point of life, this bigger energy that we're in, is to experience it, right? Everything is an experience. Everything is something we can learn from. So highs and lows, this is what this card's talking about, right? Those holding of opposites, those extremes, those are just more experiences and more things we can learn from. More answers we can receive, more blessings we can pull from it. This answer's over here, right? There's so much more. You are already doing life. You are doing the best you can. You are living the best way you know how at this point. Because every day you can get better at it. Every day you can learn, you can move forward, you can grow, you can do something different, you can change your mind. Your energy ties a little bit in with, I think it's group 3, the Rutilated Quartz, for that perspective and that difference there in thinking in our mindset, right? So yeah, as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you're moving forward with a purpose and with integrity, don't worry about the rest of it, right? You're gonna make mistakes, but that's how life works. That's how life happens. Life for the most part, it's only a very small percent that happens to us. Most of it, how life responds to us or how we respond to life, it is all in our reaction here, right? So if you focus in a different way for what something is teaching you, even if it's a negative situation, something that's painful and hard, right? What if you focus on what it's teaching you, you can find something positive out of it. You can find an answer. You can find a blessing if you look at it from that perspective, right? Surrendering to the situation and what it means in many different ways, right? Just taking a look at it from different angles and seeing what it can teach you. I think that is super important, and it's also important for healing, right? So tying it back into the Unakite stone here, it's that how we can heal our heart and look at it, right? People hurt us, usually not because they're malicious. Majority of the time there are some outliers in those situations, but those are very specific and for very specific reasons. But most people are hurt others because they are hurt, and it's in certain capacities, in certain ways, right? Everybody is triggering each other because we all have open wounds, because that's just how this planet works. That is how the energy of this planet works. It's a difficult place to be in. It's a difficult place to live on, energetically, spiritually. It functions very differently than a lot of souls are used to, and it's hard to be in this energy. But having a growth mindset, having a mindset of everything being a learning opportunity, provides a lot of solace. And for me especially too, this is how I try and think about my life, right? For what a situation could teach me. A friend's maybe talking behind my back, for a quick example, something that happened to me when I was younger. What can that teach me, right? It's like, okay, so that person, maybe I know what's going on in their life, and I can see that they're hurting, that they're insecure, that them putting me down makes them feel bigger and better. Me learning something from the situation is like, okay, I don't like the way I feel when that happens to me, so I'm not going to do that to somebody else. And how can I interact with somebody in a positive way that maybe makes them think differently about things, right? It's like calling out their weaknesses, and they maybe don't understand it at that point in time, but it's something that maybe sits with them and grows later and becomes something later in their life that they learn from as well, right? We are all learning from each other all the time. Any given time, there is always something to learn here. And that is just a different way to focus your energy, different way to focus your life, right? To focus in a gratitude way, in a blessings way, that everything can teach you something. So in this case, it's like, don't overthink it too much. You don't have to make meaning out of everything either, right? So you can find it that way, but you don't have to get meaning out of everything. Life is just life sometimes. Things just happen, and it's okay for a flower to be a flower, right? It doesn't have to mean something deeper and specific and bigger and huge at the same time. Life itself is just its own meaning, right? It's its own thing, its own way of being, and it can just exist how it is, and we can be grateful for that and into that and surrender to that. Just be that energy, just live, right? We can tie back in so where it's like, okay, we want to be very spiritual and very connected to light and everything, right? But we're on this planet for a reason. We're living for a reason, living a human existence for a reason. So it doesn't hurt to just enjoy that, to just be human and exist, right? Because either way, we're learning something. Either way, we are growing from it. So we don't have to necessarily seek out and go and do things. Just by purely living, surrendering to life, living in life, living with the pain and the joy and the fear and the love and all those extremes, all those opposites, purely just by experiencing them, we learn from it, okay? So there is a freedom in that, right? So just take a step back in your life, right? You don't have to be perfect at everything. You don't have to do things the right way. You don't have to do things the perfect way. You don't have to do things in a certain way in order for it to be beneficial to you. You don't have to do things perfectly in order for you to learn something, right? That's the process of failure and growth, right? Where it's like, so don't be afraid to try that new thing you've wanted to do because you're worried about failing at it. You learn something from that failure. Everything's something you can learn from. And then it's going to be a process of how to like communicate with this, right? Communicate to yourself what you're learning and what you're growing from, and how to communicate that to others as well, right? Because once you get in this mindset, it's hard to get out of it. You don't want to get out of it because it is so beneficial to you in all those ways, where it's like, okay, because it's an awareness at the same time. It's an awareness of how life should function and how it works at maybe at a higher spiritual level. And then you slowly over time figure out how to communicate this to other people. That's this blue energy I see in both of these terrestrial cards for the Earth and the Moon card. You see how that communication works. And for our light and our star card, right, we've got similar coloring at the top and then at the bottom here. For that movement forward. So this blue, if we're going by chakras, this blue is that like that throat chakra, that third eye. So that's communication, that psychic energy moving up. And then this purpling into the white, that is also like that third eye, that crown energy, right? That highly spiritual energy, moving it up and down the chakra system, and that communication for living your life in a different way, living your life in a surrendered way, just experiencing life, counting your blessings, and blessings being the process of life itself, process of learning and getting those answers from it. You're already living. That's the thing, right? You're already living. You're already doing life. And as long as you're living life to your purpose and in the way you think you should be, in the best possible way, you're doing the right thing already. You don't have to do something else. You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to there's no right way. This is the best way, right? Funny little play on words combination, but it's the right way is living your best way for you, for yourself. So living to that true north, that purpose, that passion, that thing that's going to make you grow and challenge you, getting you out of your comfort zone, getting you into these more extremes of life, right? That thing that scares you, but you really, really want to do at the same time. You're already winning life by just purely living, right? You're already because you're learning as you're going. You're winning and learning as you are living. You're learning as you are living. There we go. You're learning as you're living. So don't overthink it. Don't worry too much about it, right? So that the answers will come with time if you have this growth mindset, if you have this mindset of surrender, right? The answers will come to you. You don't have to worry about that. Everything will come in its own time. Don't compare yourself to others because they're on this journey on their own, in their own regard, in their own time frame, in their own way. You cannot compare your journey to anybody else's because it's happening to you in the time it is supposed to, okay? So just relax, breathe, get a deep breath in, right? And surrender to it and just enjoy the process of being alive. Enjoy the fact you're alive and get to experience all the wonderful, weird, crazy, sometimes bad things that can happen to us, because either way it's going to teach you something. And when you're learning, you're living and you are winning. Okay? Well, group 4, I hope that made sense. Hopefully that is healing for you. Hopefully that connects for you. There's a lot to it, and it's okay. So just let yourself breathe. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself heal. And that healing process is part of living, okay? So I hope this was beneficial for you. If you have another inquiry, please feel free to pick another group in this reading, another reading on my channel, or maybe even another reader entirely on YouTube. There's so many wonderful beneficial readers on this platform, okay? Please like, comment, subscribe. If it was helpful to you, feel free to leave a comment for me. I'd be more than happy to talk with you, okay? But thank you for being open to the channeled energy today, and thank you to your guides and my guides for protecting us all while we connect. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.